the 19th of August 2023. We are having a free medical camp, and we are partnered with Nairobi County, we are partnered with Ministry of Health, we are partnered with the other partners, and of course the church, Freedom in Jesus Revival and Healing Ministry, to minister to the community. Today, this morning, we had the chief of the area. We're going to have the director for medical services this afternoon. And we are doing free laboratory services. We are giving free medication. We are giving free consultation. Yes, because the Bible says in Matthew, the Bible says that Jesus says, I was sick, you came to see me. So basically, it's a touch of love. We are touching our community with the love of God. Thank you.
So, okay, my name is Edgar. So my first question, currently you are holding this medical camp, and how long did it take you guys to make sure that this event happens today?
Edgar.
Yes, Edgar.
Edgar.
Yes.
Okay, from which media house?
I'm a freelance journalist.
Okay, freelance. All right, that's a good question. We do free medical camp for the last couple of years, once every year. Medical camp is very expensive. It's very expensive. We have to insure. We have to have insurance. It's a huge budget. So we plan for it once every year. And to do mobilization, we are partnered. We are paying the county, Ministry of Health, county social workers to help us in mobilization alongside the chief and the administration of the administration police, administration and the Ministry of Interior. Yes, it's been a long planning.
So another question, one of the biggest challenges currently and one of the issues that are currently being raised by youth is about mental health issues. As today you guys hold this kind of event, are you also considering the youths and also issues to do with mental health so far, and how is the turnout?
Thank you so much. The turnout, as you can see all over, is excellent. Yes, that's a good question. We have counselors, and we understand that there's a challenge of mental sicknesses. So we have free counseling today for the youth and for the aged as well, because of the pressures of life. Thank you.
So what do you think is the best solution to deal with mental health when it comes to youths?
I think for youth, they really need to grow at their pace. They don't need to run, because God has given them life to serve Him when they are young. So one of the best things to do is just grow at your pace, and then make God first. Serve the Lord, fear the Lord, make God your priority, because we have the mind of Christ. If you have the mind of Christ, you will not have an attack on your mind. He will keep your mind sound.
So as you hold this event, what is your relationship with the national government or the local government?
Well, thank you. I work in the executive office of the president. So this is part of our corporate social responsibility. Betting Control and Licensing Board.
My name is Duncan from Nairobi Gossip. Talking about betting, that's why I asked the question. The current tax rate that has been imposed on the betting is so high. For example, before the previous financial year, betting with 100 bob, the tax was 8 bob, was 4 bob. But now when you're betting with 100 bob, it's 8 bob, leading to like the low possible win. Thus, there are many youth who feel like hii pesa ni kidogo sana. Ndio maana depression inakuja wakiluza. So what is your take on that?
I actually don't recommend the youth to do betting. That's why we are the Betting Control and Licensing Board. We control betting. And corporate social responsibility is a good that we compel all betting companies to do. Secondly, today I'm wearing the jacket of a reverend, so I would want to focus on the church side. Thank you.
Yeah, I have a question. I'm Joshua from Fagiliati. So my question is, are we expecting you to go to other counties?
Yes, yes. For free medical camp, we do medical camps. The doctors that are here, we do medical camps all over Kenya, West Pokot. We have already planned medical camps everywhere. Last year we did quite a number.
Yeah. So we have issue of the campus, the university, the college. They are expecting you people to provide them with the condoms, to come.
Which campus?
Campus.
Oh,
the
university.
universities, the colleges.
Okay. I will have the director for medical services. He can handle that. Thank you.
Excuse me, my name is Martin. I have two questions. Considering these are wellness medical camp, maybe what is the motive at the end of maybe it is not only today, but it's a continuous issue. So what is the main motive of this wellness medical medication, whatever? And then the second question is, we've seen many people going through a lot of depression, whatever, and you can tell us what really pushed you to make this free, because we understand that there is nothing that can come free as easy as we think. So what pushed you to make it free today?
Because we want to make Jesus happy. Freely we received, freely we give. The gospel is free. Jesus died for you and me and everyone here. And freely we have received, freely we give. We make impact in our lifetime. When we are gone, we will leave our impact in the pages of life in the lives of men. Thank you.
My last question.
My passion for love for Jesus is what pushes us to keep doing this once every year.
The second question was the main motive of this.
The love of Christ. We love the Lord. And because we love God, we give. God is a giver. For God so loved the world, John 3:16. For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life. God is a giver. We are like him. 1 John 4:17, as he is, so are we. So he's a giver, we give. We are given. We are givers. We've been actually created to give.
My last question. You talk about free medical consultation and also I think medical camp today. Yeah. We talk about the privilege of the less the less privileged. And my first question goes to we have people who have endometriosis. We have people who have leukemia. We have people who have a different kind of. I think these are some of the conditions that people are really suffering from, but they are not recognized so far as people who, like when you talk about people who have HIV, they're being recognized. We see adverts concerning these issues, but people suffering from like sickle cell, we have never seen ads talking about sickle cell, and also I think this is one of the expensive treatment when one needs to acquire. And also issue to do with endometriosis. I think one of the biggest challenge most of our women are really going through, and there is nobody to talk about it. Today, as you held this medical camp, are you also considering these kind of people who are also, I think, the privileged group?
Our scope is we handle the much we can take. I mentioned that the director for medical services will be here. You could ask them that question. Yeah, but this is sponsored by the church. Yeah, thank you. Can I take one or two more, then proceed with something else?
My question is, we've seen other wellness camps, they don't offer blood. They only offer free consultation. Is it different?
We are very different. This is a sacrificial medical camp by the church. We have free medication. We mentioned that even on radio and TV that we have. And if you want to try, you can just go around. We have medication today. Thank you. And I'm so glad that also the government partnered with us to on that.
Yes. From Legacy Media Team. So what advice or encouragement would you give to individuals who are seeking spiritual and physical wellness?
Thank you. I love that question. Thank you, Legacy TV. The advice that I'll give to people, young people like the ones that are before me that are seeking for spiritual wellness, is love the Lord your God with all your heart. And then secondly, love yourself. Thirdly, love your neighbor. God first, yourself second. Third is every other person. Jesus says in Matthew 6:33, seek first the kingdom of God. And these other things that depress you, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a wife, they are all additions. If they leave, remain seeking God. Make God first. Thank you. Asanteni. All right. I hope I answered your questions well.
Tunarol. Daktari, karibu. Karibu.
Thank you. Thank you.
Haya. And it's fine. Action. Yes.
Thank you. You all ready?
Yes.
Asante. Now, my name is Erastus. Erastus is, I'm trained in medical laboratory technology, and I also preach the gospel. We are here at Freedom Embassy Church to assist them to do what they do, as we do what we do as medics. So we have assembled a team of medical staff. All kinds of medical staff that are in the hospital are here, except surgeons. And this is the only camp that we are not having surgeons. This is the only camp that we are not having surgeons, because when we carry out medical missions across the country, we also go with our surgeons and do surgical operations on the ground. But today, the church that we are in, we are not near a health facility where we could carry out that. So today we are offering services that can be offered outside, and we are doing consultation for health complications someone could have. So we have specific services also. We have cervical screening for the ladies. We have prostate cancer screening for the men. We have eye backed up by Baus Optical. They are doing eye checkup. They are giving the glasses for those that require them. Those that require better services, they are referring. We are referring to the bigger facilities where they can be assisted. We have lab tests. Here we are doing like around six different lab tests. The ground here, those that can be able to be run here without the requirement of machines. So we have the rapid tests that are being run here for malaria. We are also running for typhoid. We are also running for venereal diseases. We are checking that. We are also checking urinalysis. We are checking a few of the cases there. And also PSA for men. We are also having cervical and dental. We are having dental checkups. We have the dentist actually who is checking on the cases. Majorly what we can be able to do here for dental is extractions and advice on oral health. But other operations that require a hospital, we are taking them to the government hospitals that are around. So we have guys here from Kiambu Hospital. We have guys here from Kenyatta who are working in Kenyatta. They are helping us on the referrals where we require to do those referrals. We have a well-stocked pharmacy. All the medicines required to treat basic ailments are here. And maybe you are passing there, you have seen that we have stocked there. We have Dr. Mbai, who is the chief pharmacist, who is manning there, and the staff that are there. And we are basically helping the church to do their CSR, because the church has been here. They are concerned about the people that are outside, that surround them, of course, as they preach the gospel. So this is one aspect where the church is getting to tap into the medical profession as they bring in people, as they preach to them. So we are coming in handy to support them, and that is what we are now doing here today. So we are happy you have come to check on us, even to tell other Kenyans what the church is able to do. They have spent quite some amount of money in trying to mobilize the medical staff, because some of the medical staff are on our pay by the church, and they have come here to come and simply do the work of the church as we treat the patients for free. But the materials are not for free because they have been bought, and the church has done the payments. So that is what we have here. We have quite a number. We have seen around 80 people by now. We are continuing to see, and we expect to see close to 1,000 patients by the close of the day today. Close to 1,000. We have the staff that can be able to see all those patients. When we have, because we have shortages of a few things, as we continue to work, we realize we didn't have this, we didn't plan for this. We have various other people who are helping us. We have on the hospital pharmaceuticals, so that if there's any pharmaceutical thing that is missing, they have run. They have run like twice now to bring those things that are required. So that is basically what we have here. You are welcome to our church. Tomorrow we are here again, but not treating the patients with the medicines, but treating the hearts of people through preaching by the pastors that are here. We are inviting everyone. Tomorrow is the day for visitors to come and celebrate together with us. Reports will be given. MOH of the area is expected to come here in the afternoon. The director of there is a director who is supposed to also come, because the certificates will be issued for the medical staff that has been able to serve with us today. So basically, that is why we are here, and we are happy that you also have come. You can also benefit from the services that we have. We have qualified medics that are working in every other place that you go to be seen. They can see you here without having to produce your card or to have to pay with the money. So God bless you. Unless you have any questions, that is, we can go back to work every day.
My name is Florence.
Yes, Florence.
From Legacy TV Media team. And the question I would like to ask is, can you explain to us how physical health relates to spiritual life of the society?
Thank you so much. We say as clergy, we say a healthy person physically is a healthy person spiritually. When we preach to the people to get their spiritual healing, and somebody is unwell and sick, basically even what we are trying to explain to them about the salvation, about Christ, they don't even get it. But when we come now to the area where we reach into the areas of their problems, when they are sick, we come in handy and try to assist them. That is where we try to bring the connection between the physical and the spiritual health. And that is why sometimes you find even the church is introducing an aspect of a clinic. Like now this church is planning to open a hospital in the long run. To begin with a small clinic, then from there it can become a full-fledged hospital. Like we have so many mission hospitals. It is that in that regard, in that line where you need somebody that is healthy for the church to be healthy. Somebody who is healthy is somebody who is able to pray. Somebody who is healthy is somebody who is able to take care of their children. Is somebody who is able to work. So that is how we try to connect this and help the people where we can. So because of that, and the church does not have a facility where they could refer those that are sick, that is why now they have had to contract the medical officers from wherever they come, those that are in groups and those that come as individuals, so that they can come and treat the patients. Of course, as the missionaries do their work, that's how we are connecting this. Yes. It is something that we have been carrying out for more than 10 years now across the country. Basically, like for now, we have a mission that is going on in Rumuruti. Our team is in Rumuruti. There is a team in East Pokot. just today. That's why we have very few here because we have to divide into 3 groups. So people are treating out there as we preach, we are also treating the patients. Where we can be able to establish a health facility for continuous medical services, we are doing so. Yes.
So my name is Edgar, a freelance journalist. My first question, currently the state is under, I think, one of the biggest social media handles that people have been using, to educate people on issues to do with the health and also things to do with spiritual, that is TikTok, is under, I think, a predicament whereby I think soon it will be somehow being shut down. And what do you have to say about this? Because this is one of the platforms that people have been using to, educate others when it comes to issues to do with mental health and also health in general. What do you have to say about this state of TikTok being under predicament?
Social media, as it were, has an issue. It is a good aspect and a tool to pass information, but it has been infiltrated by so many other people. Somebody that creates content to bring into the social media that is injurious to the community. Well, the government has a responsibility to control them. If controlling them means closing, then that is for them to determine. But there are positive aspects of the social media that cannot be underestimated. Us, as the medics, we have been able to pass information through these social medias very easily. Like now, the camp that we have here, too much work has been out there on social media, the Facebook and all that, to try and mobilize these people to come, including forming a team of medical officers that are coming from across, because we are coming from across the cross-section of the health facilities, the government plus the private, like I am in private practice. But there are others who are coming from the government who are here. So it is this social media that we use to mobilize and bring all these people on board. So if there are issues of TikTok that are being regulated probably by the government or given punitive measures by the government because of what probably they have been able to, or maybe they have been unable to control what goes into them and what goes to the public, then I think what I can say is the government has a responsibility and they know how to deal with this matter by themselves. So for me, I will not be able to attack the social media as per se, but I will say maybe if there are issues, there are government regulations that they need to follow. Yes.
My name is Duncan from Nairobi Gossip. Of late, the clergy has been facing some issues with for example, in the case of Pastor Ezekiel having a whole clinic and a whole hospital and all that, in relations to fasting. Now, you as a doc and as part of the clergy, is there safe fasting or a way that someone who needs spiritual help should fast or as he end up to kufa for it?
Thank you, my brother. I will not mention the same televangelist for what they do. But what you need to understand is fasting is biblical. It is taught in the Bible from the beginning to the end. You will find teachings about fasting. But what we have in the cases where you have people dying because they have been fasting or they have been told to fast, that may not be what is taught in the Bible. I will invite you to read the book of Matthew, where Jesus is teaching about fasting and how fasting should be done, and try to relate with what you have found out in your journalism work, what has been happening out there, if it relates with what Jesus was teaching, or the fasting that has been done even in the Old Testament. If it doesn't, then it is for you to judge. But fasting is healthy for the members of the church. It is actually in all the religions. Muslims do fast for 30 days in the month of Ramadan. We fast every time. Even today, there are people who are fasting. We do not have a specific month which we fast as Christians. But now, if there are excesses in the people that are saying they are fasting and then until they die, I don't know whether we have seen that example in the Bible. I haven't found anywhere in the Bible where somebody went to fast until they died of starvation. Because if that happens, then you get into trouble with the government, because the government has a responsibility over the people, and the well-being and the health of the people is important. So when the government comes in, because people are dying in the church, then the government has a responsibility. But fasting is healthy. It cannot be condemned because some people have misused it somewhere, or because they have taught some heresies that probably are not found in the Bible. It cannot be condemned because of that. So the Bible stands to be true, that fasting is biblical, and we all need to fast because it was taught by our Jesus Christ.
In terms of regulations, the government closing the churches.
Yes.
Like in the case of the said televangelist.
Yes.
Do you think that is too much hard, or what is your take on it?
That one, I saw that one yesterday.
Yes.
I saw there were some churches closed yesterday. I do not know what informed the closure of the church. I do not also know what information the government had which caused the closure, because the church has a regulation on how it is regulated, how it is registered, how it is operated, and how it should run. So if those parameters given are passed, then the government comes in. Unless we are told this is what the government found out, that these people flouted this and this and this rule, and therefore the government could not allow an organization that is injurious to the public, then that one we can discuss. But as it is, the government has closed some churches because maybe regulations have been overlooked. So I have not read very seriously to know exactly why it was done. But the investigation has been going on from the time that we had the issue about Shakahola. There were investigations that the government has been doing through DCI and NIS. The areas that the areas of government that do investigations have been doing their work. So if it has come to a point that the investigations have pointed to issues that are detrimental to the public, then the government has a right to take the position.
A question, eh?
Yes.
I need to ask this question because it has been maybe surrounding one of us, one of the content creators, and of course, people have been asking themselves: is this true, or is this right, or it is wrong? Taking ARVs with you are taking ARVs at the same time you are taking alcohol. So you can tell us, is that right, the right way, it is the wrong way? And if it is the wrong way, you can tell us the side effects of that. The other question is it right to take medicine with maybe soda, tea, something?
Well, thank you for that question. I will be general, not specific to ARVs as you said. Basically, all medicines have the way they are absorbed in the body. There are drugs that are absorbed in the mouth. There are those that are supposed to be absorbed in the stomach. That is why you go to a doctor and they tell you, take this one with water, so that water flushes that medicine and then it begins working from the stomach. There are those that you are told to chew, because absorption of the same will be undertaken through the mouth. So the enzymes that are in the mouth are the ones now which are supposed to absorb those medicines. In the case of ARVs, I don't know which specific brand of ARVs you are referring to, but medicines have specific instructions. So the ARVs have their specific instructions. If alcohol affects the absorption and assimilation of that medicine, then you are told to stop it, including many antibiotics that you take. There are some antibiotics that you are given and you are told to take them with water only. There are those that you take and you are told don't take certain other things like milk. We tell you don't take this with milk or anything with milk derivative, because milk will hinder the absorption of that medicine. So each patient, as they are given the medicines, they are supposed to listen to the instructions given behind those medicines so that they can be able to work for them. So basically, that's what I would say on that. Alcohol is a problem to some medicines. It is a problem to some medicines. And in those, when the pharmacy is issuing you the drugs, they will give you the instructions that are relevant to them.
So generally, for someone having for someone who is HIV positive, is there any possibility okay, is it safe for him to be taking alcohol?
Let me say HIV is safe for any food. There is no food that you are told not to take because you are taking HIV medicines. We do not have any contraindications with the medicines barely for the HIV. So HIV it is safe to take almost anything. People are taking alcohol, they continue taking their alcohol, but we are preaching that they stop taking that alcohol. People take all types of food actually. There are no specific foods that you are told not to take because probably they will interfere with the medication that you are taking. So I don't think that one is a big issue for HIV specific patients.
Okay, I'd like to ask the last question, and I'd just like to know if there are ways a participant can continue to participate in this health and wellness after this camp. Are there ways in place, plans?
Yes,
Participant can continue.
that is a very good question. I was supposed to finish with that. Thank you so much, sister, for bringing it up. We, the members of the media, are very, very important in what we are doing. Very, very important. Sometimes we want to pass some information and we do not know how to pass that information to the relevant people. We are doing this across the country. We are doing this for various purposes, but the major purpose is to preach the gospel. We are running a mission, for example, the ones that we run in Pokot East. In Pokot East, we have been able to reach the bandits. We have been able to talk to them out of banditry now to the church. Some have gone to school because their age was that of school going. And this information needs to go to public. Because when someone who has been doing wrong for quite some time realizes the other partner has left it and has come and they are doing well, it sends a positive message to that person that they can change from those ways that are being condemned from all corners and they can follow. So in our preaching, for people to leave alcohol, for example, we have a community that has been ravaged by alcohol. Most of the leaders have been talking about somewhere around Mount Kenya and such like. We went to Mukurweini last year, and we were doing the medical camp there. That is one of the major problems that came, where the masses, the men, the women, the youth, are all affected to the level that it is affecting their health. So as we handle their health, we realize there are underlying factors that needs to be handled first. Government cannot do it alone. The chiefs cannot be able to contain this alone. Awareness needs to be done on the negative aspects of those behaviors that they have, which are detrimental to their health. Like when we are now going to the Pokot East, we are doing this camp as we are doing these medical services across. One, to preach the gospel. Two, to save people from starvation because we are also feeding them. Three, we are helping those that are doing banditry work. You know, there we don't call them bandits. There they are good people, you know. We don't call them bandits there. So we go and we speak to them and they leave their habits and they come to the church. Some get into the community service and they get some good works to do. If we do not have the aspect of the media to help us penetrate this, even the government itself will get it wrong. And in this, I would say, having been in East Pokot for close to 10 years now, I would say in many instances where you hear kuna mauaji hapa, many times the government get it wrong. Because what happens is a thief going to steal cows. And when they steal cows, whoever owned the cows says, my cows have been stolen by a Pokot, for example. Now, when the government comes, instead of running to look for that thief, they are looking for a Pokot. And we've been telling the government and all the officers that are on the ground, there is a difference between a thief and a community. Because if you steal, you haven't stolen for the community. You have stolen to go and enrich yourself.
Yes.
So when the government comes, they should go and look for you as a thief, just like they look for other people here in other parts of the country. So the aspect of the media coming to cover and telling as it is on the ground is very, very important. And we like it. If you can partner with us, we will work. And it will be a very important tool for us also to pass the information that we have. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, guys.